Hello YouTube, this is Bash bringing you here for a interesting special video. So our homie, Helix also reached out to us. I at this point had finished BPL, I was in the middle of crash season, and he asked me, he's like, yo, did you want to take over this team, right? And it was kind of a weird team that I was taking over, but he's like, yeah, there's like 1 week left in the regular season. This coach dropped out. We found we had some difficulty trying to find, like, well, not difficulty, but like he asked me because he's been wanting me to join his league, which is the NPBA, which is like a in the Kanto division, which is like top division. It's a league that Helix runs with Jode. There's some familiar faces in that league that I know, at least in the division I was in. Some people I recognized were like Dr. Geo, P. McGee, Fac Luigi, Aaron the Baron, Pluto. Love Pluto, he's the GOAT. The person we played in finals for BPL in Black 117. Like, so there's some good quality coaches in that division. But the team we had to take over, not gonna lie, was not it. So I decided to drop the entire team. So if you're gonna see on the screen right now, here's the team that they had. They had Swampert round 1, Cartana, Dragonite, Heatran, Toxapex, Mega Heracross, Spectrier, Cresselia, Wigglytuff. Kind of a really weird team. I did not like it at all. First was like, let me look at the let me look to see if there was anything good in FAs first before I definitely take over this team, kind of thing. But yeah, I'll help you out. I'll take over for the last week. Helix told me they actually already clinched for playoffs at 6-2, so the last week didn't matter for it. So I literally just played the last game and then go into playoffs. But yeah, I want to just do this quick video of just like the run we ran with this and the team that we ended up going with this. So yeah, but yeah, we ended up dropping this entire team. It was, I'm gonna be honest, no hate to the guy who I took it over for. Honestly, going 6-2 with this team is incredible. It just not my cup of tea at all. So yeah, but I was looking at the F free agency, and there were some crazy Pokemon still out. So I immediately dropped the entire team and started off with this Pokemon to build the team around. Before I also mention, sorry, this is all over the place. I did not think about what to say before we started recording, but two things I want to start saying before. This is going to be more of like a background video too. If you want to just listen in kind of thing, I'll be talking over the games I ran and like the sets and stuff like that I ran for this short season of me taking over for a coach. This division is specifically Nat Dex, no Terra. Cut moves are allowed except for like Pursuit and like Hidden Power. I believe was like the rule, and things like, I believe, Shed Tail, Revival Blessing, and Last Respects are banned. So that's like, yeah, that's something to know. I wish Pursuit was allowed, but it made the team more interesting, I guess, without it. So yeah, so when I was looking at the Pokemon that were around, I immediately was like, yo, this Pokemon's still around, I'm 100% taking it. We took Mega Gallade here when I was building the team. What actually was kind of nice, by the way, when we go into this, is that I literally just could like pick what I wanted. I didn't have to wait to worry about being sniped, kind of thing. But it kind of helped making the building team even better, even though I was surprised a lot of these Pokemon were still left on the board to begin with. But yeah, Mega Gallade, awesome mon. Everybody knows what it has so many sets it could do. I've run sub-disable sets before with setup. It's really good. SD, it gets agility now, close combat, knockoff, it just hits really hard. Good breaker, good speed tier. I felt like it was a really good way to start. And I paired it with a Pokemon I think fits with it really well, which is Hisuian Samurai. Um, now I've only drafted Hisuian Samurai I think one time before this, and this was like that was in a league with Yehuda as well. We were doing like a tag team Ubers league with it, and I don't think it functioned that well, but I feel like it'll function a lot better in this with Mega Glade. Getting up spikes as well as being a really good answer to psychic types is really nice for Mega Glade and for ghost types. So Stasis Edge, Flip Turn for good momentum. Um, I really like that kind of stuff. It also can hit on the special side decently well. It has base 100, so it's not even that bad. It could get like air slash boosted sharpness moves kind of thing. So really like that for this. Gives me priority, but the big thing is it gives me hazard setting I really wanted. Now this next Pokemon I put with this I have not tried it yet, and I really wanted to. This is part of the reason why I wanted to take over this team, because there's a lot of Pokemon there's some Pokemon I did not get to try yet from this gen, and this team, like me taking over this team, allowed me to try it out. And this next Pokemon is Terapagos. Now, obviously, I can't Stellar with it. Sprite's still gone, which kind of sucks, but it hits really hard. It has really good coverage too, which is kind of really good. Rapid spin kind of thing, rock polish, rocks. It gets like really like insane coverage wise, and plus Terra Starstorm is 120 base move, so it's gonna, if it's like neutral, it's gonna hit harder than like a super effective move technically sometimes. It's about like around the same roll. So say like a I think like Rillaboom, per se, Flamethrower like does maybe like 1% more than Terra Starstorm, so it might not be even worth running the Flamethrower over it. So I really just need cover to hit like the Pokemon that like resists Terra Starstorm or is immune to it when I ran this, and especially with no Terra, it's a lot easier to figure that out with Terapagos. But look at those stats, very good. Really good spinner too, which I really like. Because a lot of times this runs boots anyway, so it's going to be able to get the rapid spin off a lot of the time, so it's able to get the speed boost, so it's part of the setup option as well. It just hits really hard, so I really like this Pokemon. I really want to try it out, see if because some people are calling it frauds and some people are calling it like the goated Pokemon. I wanted to see for myself how good it was, but yeah. Next off, I picked up in the free agency. I picked up some speed, because I felt like this team, I needed some speed, and I was surprised the speed option is around there, because like a lot of Pokemon don't, a lot of people take the speed, especially in this new gen with like the hyper offensive kind of build. I was surprised to see even some speed left on this draft, because I felt like that there was going to be like I was going to have to stick with like Spec Shear, which I don't like using Spec Shear. I'm not a big Spec Shear user. I just don't play well with it, so I grabbed this Pokemon instead. Talonflame, love Talonflame, the GOAT. Priority, Brave Birds with Gale Wings kind of stuff. Well, when I'm at full. Flame Body, which is really nice in case they want to try to punish me. In case I want to punish them for like U-turning or stuff like that, or even a fight type move right now. Fire move, setup, all those shenanigans. It gets defog too, which is really nice. It gets U-turn, it gets setup, bulk up, source dance. I love this Pokemon. It's really good. It fits, I think, pretty well on this team at least. So yeah, and gives me the speed option. Next, I grabbed a grass type that at this point you should probably know I love after like the last season of BPL, and that is Shaman. Now Shaman, you probably know what it does. Right now, Seed Flare, Earth Power gets really good coverage. It's really bulky as well. Seed Flare hits really hard, plus with F drops, and it gets momentum with Baton Pass. Really good answer to a lot of things. So I felt like this was probably a good way to help out some of the Pokemon like Hisuian Samurai for water types and grass types switching into it. And for rock types, for Talonflame, water types for that, ground types as well. I feel like this is really good, and this also helps break down steel types too for Terapagos, which is really nice as well. So I feel like that was a really good option right there. Now I grabbed another Pokemon. I haven't got to try this yet, and I also seen like a lot of people use this really well. and I wanted to try it out in this league, so I ended up grabbing Petulant here as my grounded poison and a spin blocker, which is really nice for pursuing Samurai with the Ceaseless Edge spam. So this thing is really good, to be honest. First off, by the way, with Black Sludge up, Black Sludge and max defense, I was checking this. I believe it takes 2 jolly non-item boosting earthquakes, which is crazy. Like that's crazy from Mamoswine. Like insane. But yeah, Malignant Chain, really nice. Toxic, Shadow Ball, Parting Shot, Nasty Pot, Recover. It has a lot of really good moves. Even though it doesn't have a lot of coverage, I feel like it had like a lot of its moves are really good. Foul Play is really good too. Memento for something to set up like Mega Glade or Town Flame. So yeah. Even Mean Luck could be really cool with like a curse set, which could be something I could run this during this. So yeah, really good Pokemon though. And I really like the fact that like Poison and Steels are gonna want to come in this because of the toxic rate, or the Poison Puppeteer. But at the same time, a lot of Poison and Steels don't beat Petulant because I could just Nasty Paw in its face and then set up over it and try to sweep it that way, So or at least break it that way. So yeah. Next up, I wanted to grab a Spadefmon and my Fairy type to try to like provide some comfort for Petulant because obviously Petulant doesn't like taking special hits that well. It can, but I don't know if I really want to use it specifically that way. So I ended up grabbing a Wish Passer and a Fairy and Sylveon. That was Sylveon. I'm surprised still that was also still on the board. Wish, like Shenanigans, Hyper Voice. We got like Baton Pass, Mystical Fire, gives me a Cleric too, which is really nice. Yeah, it just does a lot for the team. Gives good support. Builds out more of like a defensive options here. So that's something I thought was really good for this team at least. Now, I was looking at like trying to fill out the last couple roles that I really wanted. Specifically, I needed 4 things. I felt like 3 things more like, but one thing I really wanted was a better 4 things. Then I wanted an electric, a ground type, and a steel type. I was missing. So that was something to keep in mind. So like. Basically, yeah, I think that like I wanted those kind of roles. And I wanted another rocker, which like Tropicos, I didn't want to run Stealth Rocks on as much this season. So, well, I guess end of the season, right? So I first off start out with this that fills out like three of those 4 roles. And I actually kind of really like on this team, even though it's an electric type without momentum. I feel like it still works with the team, and that is Stunfisk. Now, I really like the fact that Stunfisk with Talonflame kind of makes the opponent like have to like run like Punching Glove or like Protective Pads a lot because of Static and Flame Body. So that's kind of why I really like that. Stealth Rocks, it gets up Stealth Rocks. It's really good electric answer, good flying answer. So I feel like this could really help the team. Obviously, it's like pretty low on like points wise, right? But I felt like it really fit what I needed on the team at this point. And it filled a lot of roles, I guess. So yeah. Then comes our next Pokemon. And at this point, I was looking at like when I was looking at the budget, right? When I was making these FA moves, I had 13 points left. Now I needed a steel type, and I felt like I wanted to get a good quality steel type. Now a lot of the steel types were gone at this point that were really high quality, and that meant like I was kind of limited in sort of the options. A lot of the steel types like I was trying to see like Ferrothorn was still around, but I didn't want a Ferrothorn. I don't like using Ferrothorn that much, to be honest. Skarmory's still around. I don't like Skarmory, to be honest, either. So at this point, and I didn't really like the doubling up on flying type on this team specifically. So yeah, and then I couldn't really afford, I believe, any of the other ones that were like super high, super like I couldn't get like Heatran or something like that. So I end up going with this, which I felt was just as good, to be honest, and it feels a really good core, and it's really good with wish support, and that is the Suyin Gudra, which I have not used before, I think, as well. Now, it has a lot of different sets. It's got the acid armor, body press, like with the shell armor, so it can't be crit. Really disgusting set. It's also really nice with Gooey and Sap Sipper. I think all three of these abilities are really good. And also, it helps with like taking on grass types as well. Grass types don't really want to come into me, I guess, or like play against me, because they got Talonflame, Pecharunt, Hisui, and Kucha. Like, it's just a rough day for them at this point, which is really nice. It gives me a more Spadefmon, helps with like Pecharunt, right? So I thought this was really good for this team. And it hits really hard too. I think people underestimate it. It has 110 special attack and 100 physical attack. So it's able to hit really hard. It has really good coverage too. Heavy Slam, Fire move, Ground move, Knockoff now, which is Knockoff 2, which is really nice. Ice coverage, Electric coverage. It has like all this different coverage moves, and I really like that on the set. And it also gets Dragon Tail too, which is really nice for like with like paired with like the spike stacking with Hisui and Samurott. So yeah, I really like that. Now with the last 2 points, I was debating what I wanted to do. So I was throwing some things around just to mess around. Now with the one of those things, I end up deciding to go with 2 different Pokemon instead of 1 2-point Pokemon. And one of them I felt like was kind of nice on this team, specifically for like Pecharunt, and that is Diglett. Now that gives me another ground type. Obviously, I don't know how much I'm going to bring it, right? But Arena Trap is really nice for Pecharunt to trap in those steals and poisons for this as well. Could be really clutch in that situation. Earthquake, give me a rocker. But yeah, for 1 point, like, I think it's pretty good. I think like for 1 point, I think that's kind of nice. Yeah, I mean, it could do some stuff like Memento, Sucker Punch too for like priority. So yeah, I feel like it also could trap the steel types for Terapagos too, which is really nice. So I feel like this could be worth, maybe even force some prep, because for 1 pointer to force some prep with Arena Trap could be a really nice this game at least. And then finally, a Pokemon we all been waiting for. So I don't know if you've seen like the last run of like we got WPF, the BPL, right? We won on the back of PALAFIN, right? Unfortunately, I could not get PALAFIN in this league because it was already on a team. But there is another option, which is why we are, which is why our logo this season was Free Fin, which the Free Fin is actually created after the BPO victory, right? And since I couldn't grab PALAFIN, I decided to grab FINIZEN as the last 1 point mon. Now, this Pokemon is something else. It lost a lot. It doesn't have Flip Turn, it doesn't have Jet Punch, obviously, it doesn't have Close Combat, it doesn't have any fighting move, actually, I think. It lost Grass Knot, it lost Flip Turn, Wave Crash, all the shenanigans, but it did keep Boom Bursts for some reason. I was like, yo, like, we're gonna make a playoff run with FINIZEN. Like, that's kind of the GOAT, right? Like, you know, showing some respect to, like, you know, PALAFIN, the GOAT. So, you know, I was like, I couldn't win. I couldn't draft PALAFIN. PALAFIN's been my journey, my hope. This is last two championships that I've uploaded. So might as well grab its baby form. So, which is kind of nice. At least it can't get burned though, which is kind of nice. But yeah, the stats are not really it, and the coverage isn't it. But we're gonna make it work. So yeah, that's the team we're going to. So let's cut into the week 9 match, and then we'll go into playoffs from there. So here is week 9. We are up against Dr. Geo, and Dr. Geo at this point actually could still make playoffs off of this game. But at the same time, like, it's kind of rough for them to do it. I think they needed like a lot of help. So, but at this point, this game, in terms of for me, the only thing it matters for is where I am seating wise. So I decided to immediately pull off the FINIZEN. We're bringing the FINIZEN this week. As you can see in the top left corner here, we got the sets here. Unfortunately, some of the sprites still don't show for some of the Pokemon, but yeah, we got Hisuian's Hammer AV. I believe it was enough for like 2 specs overheat or something like that. But Aqua Jet, Cecil said Aqua Cutter, and Flip Turn. I felt like it was pretty good this match. Aqua Jet was pretty good for like. I feel like Aqua Jet would be really clutch for Chi-Yu and Lando T and stuff like that. So then we got Terapagos here, Terra Star Storm, Earth Power, Rapid Spin, Calm Mind, Boots kind of shenanigans, and I feel like this could be really good as long as I'm able to play around. Like if I'm able to chip a couple things down. As you can see on the screen here, they actually have a Melmetal, which is probably going to be their answer to it. But otherwise, they didn't have too much for it. The things they didn't bring was like Raikou, Mousehold, and Whirlipede. So that was kind of like something to think about at least. But yeah, Terra Star Storm hits their team really hard, and I just need Earth Power for the Melmetal. I feel like Earth Power is better than Flamethrower this week because I didn't want to play with the double. I didn't want to play with like the Chi-Yu. I felt like Earth Power did like maybe % more to Chi-Yu, so kind of shenanigans. And I also felt like there was a chance they'd be Yaka on Melmetal, so for like a couple different things like Sylveon. So then we got Shaman over here, the GOAT, Synthesis, Seed Flare, Earth Power, Baton Pass. It is here to help with like Lando T. It can also help with Raikou if need be too. But that was kind of the reason I brought it, and it also helps a little bit with Melmetal. Then we have Hisuian Gudra here, Chopo Berry. I actually went with Gooey because I didn't think they would bring Roserade. Because I could easily be Sap Sipper, which actually comes into play, you'll see. But Heavy Slam, Dragon Pulse, Flamethrower, Earthquake, and Chopo for the Iron Valiant. I was thinking Gooey would be really clutch for the close combat from Iron Valiant to lower its speed as well, was kind of the idea. Or for like a setup Pokemon like Lando T, stuff like that. So yeah. Then we got we got FINIZEN here. Rest, Sleep, Talk, Chilling Water, Icy Wind. Now, probably should have ran something else other than Icy Wind, but this thing is actually here to be my Melmetal answer, and it actually can do it if it doesn't run Thunder Punch, which I don't know if it will or not, because I feel like Rock Slide, Double Iron Bash, and like Fighting Move might be worth more, but I don't know. This could really work though in this game, so I'm really excited for it. I really want to see this pull off. So FINIZEN, yeah, pretty much max defense kind of thing. Yeah. Just gonna do some Rush Talk shenanigans. Obviously, I don't touch Slowbro at all. Maybe Boom Burst would have been better to get more damage off on something, but yeah, it is what it is. Last but not least, we got this really cool Sylveon set. Calm Mind, Moonblast, Mystical Fire, Resto, Chesto. I feel like this could be really good if I'm able to chip down that Melmetal. And Lando T is probably the scariest Pokemon for this. Or I guess like Encore, Trick, Valiant too. Or like a really physically offensive Valiant maybe. But I feel like I could get this off on like Slowbro or like even if I start like if I get up a Calm Mind or 2 up, I could do it. I could set up it deals with Roserade too, especially if I get the Mystical Fire off. I could get the rest off on it, which is really nice. So yeah, and we're Q Charm as well. I felt like they were gonna run through Chop on the Iron Valiant, so or there's a possibility it could. So I didn't want to play around that. So and Q Charm could be really clutch and like getting some like help, I guess, with it falling in love with the Sylveon, you know? So yeah, let's go into the game here. They brought Iron Valiant, Chi-Yu, Lando T, Roserade, Melmetal, Slowbro. I was kind of expecting all this except for the Roserade. But yeah, I believe this has been for a little bit, but they lead Roserade, I lead Hisuian Gudra, and I'm like, yeah, I'm just gonna like hit it. I'm just gonna attack with I'm just gonna attack to try to like get some damage off. I doubt they use Sleep Powder here because of Sap Sipper, because if they do that and I get the attack boost, this thing literally goes so scary into their team like right now. So but they do, and they predict me not running Sap Sipper. So I literally called him a demon for this for Dr. Geo. as I just go for a flamethrower, get off like a lot of damage. As they go for another sleep powder and they land it again. But I can't. I was like, yo, this is crazy. I'm about to lose because I didn't get. I'm gonna get the hazard stack because I didn't bring Sap Sipper. As I go for a Dragon Pulse, get off a nice damage as I woke up and hit Lando, which is really nice. Getting chip on this is really clutch. As they Earthquake here, they get a crit. Whatever, kind of sucks, but then they show off Fly and they take me out, which is like good prep on them. And now I'm in a really tough situation because it outspeeds everything on my team. Lando at this point, I didn't bring Mega Blade, I didn't bring Talonflame, I didn't bring like anything that outsped at this point. And Shaman didn't outspeed too because I was defensive. So I got the FINIZEN, show it off here. It is in, and I just go for the Icy Wind in case the Rosary wants to come in. But Slowbro comes in and eats this, and it's kind of really annoying because they can just teleport out, and these spikes are going to really hurt as they teleport out back into Lando, and I need to figure out what the one I want to do here. As I go back into FINIZEN here, and I don't take this Earthquake well. Like, that did a lot, and now I'm really low, and I thought they were going to kill me, but they don't. As they go into Slowbro, and I get FINIZEN back up to full, which is really clutch. As I'm going to Sleep Talk here, see what they want to do, and I get Rest. Unfortunate, whatever, but they were going to Trick Room instead, which is kind of really scary for the Melmetal. As I Icy Wind here, and they probably teleport out, right? Into what? The Melmetal. This is my answer to Melmetal. As it double Iron Bashes, and look, it doesn't do anything, bro. And I wake up, and I get the Chilling Water off, and it's not doing anything, bro. I'm going to 1v1 this Melmetal at this point, right? Look, if you look at the damage, right? It does 28 now. Obviously, it sucks that it flinched as they try to flinch me down. But luckily here, oh, actually I get flinched, but luckily the Trick Room ends here, and I get to rest up again, which is really nice. So now, how FINIZEN's doing in the finest of work is I go into Suin Gudra because I still don't want to like lose FINIZEN at this point. So they spikes, and they could go for the Sleep Powder. Luckily they missed. And we're able to kill this with Suin Gudra. But this whole situation could have been avoided if I was actually Sap Sipper. Kind of unfortunate. But I'm just going to sack this off. I didn't really need any more other than for like Rosary and I guess to hit a little bit hard. But I'm going to go into Terapagos and I'm going to Rapid Spin, get rid of these spikes here as a Earthquake. And I'm going to get the speed boost here. Now, that was a roll, right? This is a roll. 17%, now it's 18%. So I got like a lower roll on this. But if I get like a mid to higher roll, I think Rapid Spin would have killed at this point, the next one. And I would be outspeeding, I think, Booster Valiant. So that was kind of the idea here, because I'm going to go for another Rapid Spin here. And nope, I don't kill, unfortunately. Probably a misplay on my part, but definitely a misplay on my part. But I just cooked Terra Starstorm, killed that. And Mad Battle comes in, which is really nice because I want this weekend for the Sylveon, because Sylveon looks really good. And I get a bunch off with this as Earthquake takes me out. Kind of clutch here. Getting nice damage off. I go into Suin Samurai as I think they're going to go into Slowbro here, and I was kind of worried about like Slowbro being into Slowbro on the FINIZEN if I went there to be too passive. But I was also worried about a Akaberry on the Melmetal at this point because I could have gone Sylveon and done that. But I went to Suin Samurai. I probably should have just Ceaseless Edge and just hit this thing and killed this, but I made an over prediction kind of shenanigans as they go for a superpower and their attack drops, and we're looking at a pretty not too bad of a situation though because I double out to Suin Samurai. But here's the thing, right? That's not a good matchup for me, as I'm gonna have to just hit it, hoping that it won't set up kind of thing. As it goes for Spirit Break and just kills me. So I'm in a pretty tough position. That means I gotta go Sylveon here, because right now FINIZEN might not be able to beat this, I guess, at 63%. Because I'm just gonna Calm Mind here. As they bring out Chi-Yu, and I'm just gonna Calm Mind in its face again, I believe. As it overheats. It shows to not be shows to be eject button, which is kind of interesting. As I Calm Mind again, and I'm gonna go for, I believe, a Moonblast to try to prevent the Trick Room from being set up, kind of thing. As they go for a Trick Room, and I'm going to, they want to keep Slowbro, obviously, because Slowbro beats FINIZEN like 100% of the time, which makes sense. As I'm just gonna Moonblast again to Chi-Yu, as I'm gonna Calm Mind in its face and try to waste out some Trick Room turns. What I should have done here was I believe I should have. Nah, never mind. I was trying to think of the best way to play around. I rest here as they go for. They hit the Ruination, and they were smart to click Ruination again, as I am going to just move us again as Trick Room ends. But at this point, Iron Valiant comes in, and it shows to be like Choice Banded. It turns out that it was Choice Banded Valiant, which is crazy against the Petron. But at this point, I'm in a pretty bad position. I'm just gonna Sleep Talk here and see if I get anything good here. Because they get Chilling Water, so I actually could potentially beat this 1v1. But they play it smart and go out to Slowbro here. As I'm just going to Sleep Talk. FINIZEN trying to pull out this game on its back. Somehow maybe stall out the Cerber, I don't know. As I wake up and I rest again, I want to see what Cerber wants to do to me. As it teleports out, Valley comes in, and that's a wrap because it is Banded CC, and no way, even if I get the Chilly Water off, would it be able to kill here. So yeah, that was week 9 here. FINIZEN, honestly, FINIZEN, even though it was really passive, let Cerber in, put in the work, more work than it needed to be to do. So that was really good. So yeah, let's hop into quarterfinals from there. So this quarterfinals, we are up against Cold Trains. I believe we ended up with the 5th seed, and they were the 4th seed. So we're up against Cold Trains. As you can see in the top left, this is the team we're running. We had Swords Dance, Talonflame, because they really hit their team really hard. Petron with Recover, Shadow Ball, Malignant Chain, Nasty Plot. The Cobra was for like Choice Band Rillaboom kind of shenanigans, but it's also for Weavile too, which is really nice, and for Hitmonlee. So there's a lot of different situations I could use it against, right? Nasty Plot was tried to allow me to 1v1 the Mega Aggron. I also outspeed max speed Nidoqueen, which is kind of the idea of the set too, so I could also put some pressure on it. It can't just come and revenge me. Next we got Mega Glade, just like try to hit as offensive as possible. Fun fact though, I'm just gonna let you know right now, I did not prep for Moltres because I did not write it down in my prep doc, so I had no idea it came. So this set kind of rough against the Moltres. But I feel like this set was really good otherwise against their team, to hit their team as hard as possible. Then we got Samurai, Hisuian Samurai, we got AV again. This is the help against like the Nidoqueen. Specifically, it helps against Latios too. So I kind of really like that, and Moltres as well. Ceases Aqua Cutter, flip turn Aqua Jet. I feel like Aqua Jet is better than Sucker Punch this game because of the fact that Aqua Jet could be really good for like Weavile, for Comfey, to get like extra chip on like the Nidoqueen or stuff like that. So I feel like it was a lot better that way. And for Hitmonlee. So then we got Terapagos here, Rapid Spin, Calm Mind, Terra Starstorm, Flamethrower, to hit their team as hard as possible. Flamethrower hits Mega Aggron really hard. That's the best way for me to hit it. So yeah, and Terra Starstorm just hits their team really hard. So and last but not least, we got Sylvia here, which is Wish Protect, Hyper Voice, Mystical Fire. I decided with Mystical Fire to hit the Mega Aggron, but in hindsight, if I knew Moltres was there, I probably would have ran Baton Pass or like Heal Bell or something like that, because I am walled by Moltres right now. So yeah, but this is also to help with like Latios. This helps with like Weavile. Yeah, so yeah, let's go into this game as they end up bringing Mega Aggron, Latios, Moltres, Rillaboom, Vaporeon, and Nidoqueen. Kind of what sort of expected, except for the Moltres, obviously, because I did not know they had Moltres, which is on me, of course. But that's going to make this game very more interesting, because I'm going to have to try to play around that carefully. I believe I lead off with Hisuian Samurai. They lead off with Rillaboom, a really bad matchup for me, so I'm going to go straight into the Petron immediately on this turn as they U-turn out. I believe they show their Choice Banded with that U-turn, actually, so that's something to keep in mind. As I get some recovery back, as they go into Mega Aggron, I'm going to just Nasty Pot, see what they want to do. As they show the Curse, which kind of scary, right, at this point, because Shadow Ball doesn't do enough because it's spit off Mega Aggron, and Heavy Slam actually does 2 shots, which is crazy. I didn't realize it was going to do that much, so I'm in a really tough position. So I'm going to go with Talonflame, try to catch a burn if I really can, which look at that much damage that does. It's insane. And I'm just going to Roost. I'm going to predict they don't have rock coverage at this point. I'm going to hope, at least. like Roost or whatever. I was in a really bad position against the Mega Aggron, but they could also maybe switch out. I want to see what they want to go for at this point, and I'll get the Roost plus the Grassy Terrain recovery here. So I get the Roost plus the Grassy Terrain, and that brings me up to 96% as they go into Nidoqueen, which is fine. I'm just going to go out to Hisuian Samurai here as they go for T-Spikes. So they show to be T-Spikes this game, which is fine. As I'm gonna go for a Ceaseless Edge, and I'm getting my own spikes. I'm not worried about T-Spikes because I've got Petra in this game, especially since if they're gonna switch in Rillaboom on it, I can just get the T-Spikes up. As they show to be Choice Band Knockoff here, kind of tough because Knockoff actually will kill me the next turn. But I'm gonna pivot out to Talonflame here on the Knockoff, which is fine. It does so much, but I get the burn, which is really clutch. As I'm just gonna Roost it off, I believe at this point. I believe I roosted off. Yeah, I roost off the damage, and I'm going to go back into Hisuian Samurai, I believe, at this point. I'm hoping they're not rocks because of the fact that like Mega Aggron is gone, but they do show to be rocks, which is kind of tough. As I'm going to go to Hisuian Samurai, and I believe I get up another spike here at this point. Vaporeon actually eats that pretty well, so kind of annoying, but I'm just gonna go for another one. Get up another. Gonna go full layers because the only removal is Latios from Moltres here, and spikes are gonna hurt their team a lot. So I'm gonna go to Sylveon, see what they want to do as they show to be Heal Bell. So their Wish Heal Bell really interesting, max defense, as they get the Wish back here, and they go for Toxic here. I'm just going to Wish, see what they want to do. This is a moment I really wish I had Baton Pass because I could get some momentum here, but I'm gonna go into Petra here. Predicting them to just Wish again as I get my Petra back up to a good high amount of health. I Nasty Pot. Hindsight, probably should have just Shadow Ball, but I was scared of like something pivoting or like trying to Scald, I guess, as they show to be Draco. But so I made a really good play into Sylveon here. So now their Latios might be choice by the way they just brought it in like that. I feel like it might be choice with Draco, so I need to keep that in mind because it's going to play the mind games between Sylveon and Samurai. As I Hyper Voice, get some damage off. I'm going to go back to Hisuian Samurai here as a Earth Power, and I eat that up pretty well. And I believe I Ceaseless again? Or do I Aqua? I Ceaseless again. Do a lot here, and I'm just going to go out to Petra at this point because it's dead to Spikes. And they're probably going to go for Grassy Glide here, as you can see, and I get a free recover here, which is really nice at this point. But I decide to make an aggressive play in Shadow Ball here, I believe, at this point, which I do, and I catch the Nidoqueen, and I remember how I said I outspeed, which is really clutch here, so I'm just going to kill this thing with Shadow Ball here. As I'm getting more reliable recovery here, I'm going to be back at like 55%, yep, 55% after the Grassy Terrain. Then go into Latios. I'm going to go back into Sylveon. I don't need Sylveon that much this game anymore, as they Luster Purge, and at this point, I think I make the double because I think that shows to be Specs. As they go into Moltres was really confusing to me because Hisuian Samurai beats Moltres most of the time. As they defog to try to get rid of the hazards, I actually predict the Vaporeon to come in. I go for Ceaseless Edge to try to catch it because 2 Ceaseless Edge would take out maybe a Vaporeon after 3 spikes. As I'm just going to Ceaseless Edge again. I keep thinking like, wow, they're staying in. That's crazy. And I'm actually kind of getting a little bit lucky with no Flame Body. And I'm just going to start Aqua Cuttering now. And kind of crazy. They keep playing around this. I should have probably Aqua Jet, but I kept expecting the Vaporeon to come in. But I'm fine with getting max hazards up right now, as I'm going to Aqua Cutter again. So now I'm in a really good position because rocks are gone. They don't have any more hazards with that. So the only hazards possibly is Mega Aggron, which I don't think it is. As I'm going to take Aqua Cutter into Aqua Jet to take it out. As they go into Latios, I'm going to sack Sylveon here at this point. I don't really need it for this game anymore. It's so low at this point. I'm going to Mega Gallade, and I'm just going to Triple Axle here as a Thunderbolt and get the pair, which sucks, but it's not the worst thing in the world. Because I think I'd rather be able to hit my Triple Axles than not get parried there, which I'm able to do here, and I get parried there. They Wish up, and I'm just gonna CC. I'm expecting maybe like them to pivot out here, which they do, but CC is also the best way to hit Vaporeon anyway. As I CC, kill the Mega Aggron, which is really clutch because it would have caught the Wish then otherwise, and that's GG. Rillaboom dies there, and Vaporeon comes back in, and at this point it showed all his moves, so I'm expecting Scald, but they show Protect, so they literally can't touch me. We're literally coming down to they can't touch me. So I'm just gonna go out to Pet. I believe after me getting parried so many times, I believe I got to Petra. Yeah, I'm going to Petra. I'm just gonna. I think I Nasty Pot into Malignant Chain at this point. Yeah, Nasty Pot, and the Heal Bell, and I'm just gonna try to hit this as hard as possible. As I get the Malignant Chain off, I don't get the poison or anything like that, but I'm just gonna hit it again. Hopefully it kills, but nope, it gets the roll. But Toxic plus Confusion. It's gonna be the end of this as it dies to poison here, I believe. Oh no, it doesn't die to poison. I'm just gonna kill it now. But yeah, Petra pulled out this end game. Not getting the Flame Body was really clutch, and the way I played around the way they pulled out the Mega Aggron was really clutch for me too. So, but yeah, that we move on from quarterfinals to semifinals. So kind of a crazy game right there. Now we're on to semifinals. We are up against 5 Ian. Which Helix told me is a really good battler, by the way. So I had to bring out some kind of weird sets, to be honest. So to begin with, we got Hisuian Gudra here, Earthquake, Dragon Tail, Ice Beam, Rock Slide. They have a Volcarona on their team, so that's my best way to deal with it at this point. And Torn as well helps with that. They got Life Orb Terapagos this time. Because I was like, you know what, I'm gonna lose the shell anyway from the Sandstorm, so I might as well just hit as hard as possible. So I'm Rock Polish, Terra Starstorm, Flamethrower, or Spirit Rock Polish. They don't actually have. Oh, they're actually Mega T-Tar, by the way. But they don't actually have a Sand Abuser. So Rock Polish I felt like was really good this game. I didn't have to run that much speed. I was able to get the Monostature with the Rock Polish, which was really clutch. Orsphere destroys the Mega T-Tar. I just need some chip on it, and then Flamethrower for Tigatana and Terapagos, and then Terra Starstorm hits everything else really, really hard, which I really like. Then we got making its debut Stunfisk here. Earth Power, Discharge, Stealth Block, T-Wave, Static, Shukaberry. Now Shukaberry is here for the Mega T-Tar, it is here for Great Tusk, but mostly for the Mega T-Tar. I wanted another way to deal with it. I wanted, the big thing is I want the para. I really want that para off on Torrentee. If that para happens on Torrentee, which is why I'm Static plus Discharge plus Thunder Wave, if I can get that para on that Torrentee, this game might be over. This game might straight up be over, depending on if they bring Frostlass or Ambipom or not. So, and we'll see with the next Y. I'm Mega Gallade here. Close Combat, Psycho Cut, Rock Slide, Bulk Up. I was originally SD, but I thought Bulk Up was better this game to set up on maybe Tusk or something like that, or Mega T-Tar. Swords Dance was tough because of the fact that I couldn't really set up as much, but this coverage literally wins. If I'm able to get that Torrentee parried, that's really it really goes in on their team. There's not much they can really stop it. And then we got Shaming here, Synthesis, Seed Flare, Earth Power, Baton Pass, just a Fizz Death answer to Great Tusk. It helps with Mega T-Tar, helps with Rotom Wash, kind of shenanigan. Yeah. And then last but not least, Mega T-Tar is such a threat, so I end up going with Choice Scarf, Hisuian Samurai, Ceaseless Edge, Aqua Cutter, Flip Turn, Aqua Jet. I felt like it was pretty good to help for speed control. Aqua Jet I just threw on there because of Volcarona in case it gets set up. It also can help against Mega T-Tar if worst case too. So, but yeah, let's go into the semis game here. As they end up bringing Torrentee, Volcarona, Rotom Wash, Mega Tyranitar, and Great Tusk at Tigaton. So, yeah. I'm going to lead Hisuian Samurai at this point because I'm Choice Scarf. They might think I'm a Sash lead. As they lead Great Tusk. And I sat there for a second thinking about, is this Choice Scarf Great Tusk? I just felt like it didn't have a good matchup against me. So, but being able to find out that knowledge is really clutch too. So I'm just flip turning out. And I get some pretty crucial damage off on the Great Tusk for Mega Gallade later. As they close combat, they showed to be physically offensive, I think, but they weren't Scarf, which is really nice. As I believe I Synthesis or Baton Pass. I Synthesis here, as I'm going to go out into the Stunfisk, as they make a pretty good prediction into the Great Tusk. I was hoping to catch a U-turn there, as I'm going to double back out into Shaman, and they show to be Rocks here, which is kind of nice for them, but I'm going to Baton Pass out. going to, I believe, Stunfisk at this point. I'm gonna see if I can like catch like a discharge or something like that, or Earth Power. I'm gonna predict the Tusk to come in, so I'm gonna go for Earth Power. Um, I probably could have gone for Rocks. I feel like Rocks were kind of obvious here, so I thought they'd go into Great Tusk and Rapid Spin as Earth Power, but they make the play to Rotomash, so really good mid ground there on their part. Because I have to switch out here on the Hydro Pump as they go for the Hydro Pump, and I'm just gonna Baton Pass out here, I believe, again, and I'm gonna go out to Stunfisk again here. And I'm gonna get up my Rocks here, I think. Actually, do I discharge or Rocks? I think I have Rocks here. As they Focus Blast, and they show to be Specs. Crazy damage. So now we're in a really bad position. 5EN has really outplayed me in this early game, to be honest. Because now Stunfisk dies to another Specs Focus Blast. I have Rocks up, which is nice, but at the same time, like, I wish I got the Thunder Wave off first. But I'm just going to discharge in case they decide to not risk the Focus Blast, and if they want to go Rotom here. But they missed the Focus Blast, which is nice for us, and we get the discharge off, and we get the pair, which, honestly, that turn, very lucky on our part. Because our kind of win con just kind of was, like, met right there at that position. So, yeah. I sack off Stunfisk at this point to Focus Blast, as I go to Mega Glade because I know it's Specs. And I'm going to go for a Bulk Up here. And they go into Rotom Wash. Now, I was originally SD, like, literally until, like, 5 seconds before, like, a minute before the game, I switched to the Bulk Up. And if I was SD, I just straight up win right at this moment. But Bulk Up at +1, I don't always kill after Rocks, Rotom Wash, so it's a roll here. As I close combat, bring it really low, and they are shown to be Rocky Helmet, and a Volt Switch out, which is really clutch for me, because at this point we're in a really good position, because now the only thing that's a roll is the Tinkaton. Otherwise, I just need to land a Rock Slide on the Volcarona. Everything else pretty much is dead at this point with the coverage I am. Being like close combat, Psycho Cut, and Rock Slide. I get the roll. I think this was probably a roll, depending on what the set was. If they're really bulky, then it was a roll. If not, it was not. So I get the close combat off. They go into Volcarona. I'm just gonna Rock Slide this, kill this here, and we're looking like an end game here, because I think at this point everything dies. They go into Torn T. I'm not risking the Rock Slide, especially since they're offensive Torn. Click Psycho Cut, kill that, and that's game at this point, because this dies to Psycho Cut. Except for if they're Piappa, which I don't think they were. They didn't think they were going to be. If they were, whatever, good prep. But they would have gone to it earlier. Mega T-Tar comes out and close combat, kills that. And Rotom Wash, I believe, dies to Rocks. So, Mega Glade... Oh, does it die to Rocks? Yeah, it did. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, Mega Glade really putting in a clinic here, getting 5 kills, which is really nice here this game. So, obviously I got lucky with the discharge into Focus Blast missing to discharge Para, which kind of what I really needed for this game, to be honest. So, but sorry about that again to 5EN. But we ended up making finals off of a team we took over. So, crazy. But yeah, we're going to go into the finals match in 1 sec. So, here's finals. We are up against Couch Cat in finals here, which Couch Cat apparently has like one of the last like 2-3 championships in this league. So, very good battler, and they have a really terrifying team. But if you see in the top right, top left, I meant, the team we're bringing here, we got Terrapicos, Terra, Starstorm, Flamethrower, Rapid Swing, Calm Mind, Petron, Rocky Helmet, enough to outspeed, I think, Adamant, Tapu Bulu, I think, or something like that. Recover, Nasty Plot, Malignant Chain, Shadow Ball. I think it was enough for Jolly or Adamant Tapu Bulu this match. My speed tiers I thought made it so I didn't really need to run Jolly at all, ever. Which is really nice, but this is here to help with the Zamazenta crown. So, and Tapu Bulu. Then we got Hisuian Samurai, Ceaseless Edge, Sacred Sword, Flip Turn, Grass Knot. I ran Grass Knot because I felt like Quagsire was going to be a little bit issue with the team I was running this week. So I threw that on there just in case. Sacred Sword is just for Zamazenta crown. And for Roaring Moon, and then Ceaseless Edge is just to get spikes up. I know Tapu Bulu is coming for this thing, and it's probably going to be Rocky Helmet, so it is what it is. But luckily I have such a good answer with Petron there. Then we got Mega Glade here. We're going Agility this week, because I wanted to get the speed boost, because I felt like there was like a lot of choice scarf options on their team, and plus to outspeed Zamazenta crown. So I'm going Close Combat, Poison Drive, Earthquake, Agility. So So kind of like what I wanted to do with that was like I was deciding between Earthquake and Knockoff, but um, I felt like the G King could be Cobra more likely. So and without the with the Cobra is done with, I don't do anything to I don't do much to Glaring Soul King. So that's kind of why I was going with this set. But I think it could be really good this match. Poison Jabs just for Tapu Bulu was really nice too. Then we got Talonflame here. We're actually Choice Scarf Talonflame. The only rocker was the Quagsire. So I didn't know if they're going to bring it or not, to be honest. But we're U-Turn Brave Bird, Flare Blitz Overheat. Like a really weird set. This is in case of Iron Defense Zamazenta. But also like just setup. I outspeed it, hit it. It's also really good for like in case of Dragon Dance or Choice Scarf Roaring Moon, Choice Scarf Hoopo Unbound, Choice Scarf Tapu Bulu, all these shenanigans. So, and we got the Flame Body just in case they want to get like a fire, like a burn off on something possibly, which could be a clutch, especially against like Zamazenta. Last but not least, we got a physically defensive Sylveon, Wish Protect Moonblast Baton Pass. Literally here just to help against Roaring Moon and a little bit with Hoopa Unbound. I was debating this in like the Kasune Gudra and Diglett for like another spot. Kasune Gudra just because a Staraptor was going to be really scary, like a banded Staraptor. I did not switch in too well at this point with the sets I was running, and then Diglett was interesting because I could have trapped the G King, which is kind of like why I was thinking about it. But I ended up going with Sylveon because it just was Roaring Moon and Hoopa Unbound looked really scary against my team, so I need to play around that otherwise. So. Yeah, they end up bringing the Roaring Moon, Hoopa Unbound, G King, Tapu Bulu, Quagsire, and Zamazenta C. So I am going to immediately lead off with Talonflame here because I outspeed everything on their team 100% of the time. I'm just going to get a free U-turn off as I'm going to go right into Sylveon here as they show to be banded. They're a banded Roaring Moon. Interesting. They get the knockoff off, and I'm just going to Baton Pass out, expecting the G King to come in. I'm just going to go for a Ceaseless Edge. I want to get some spikes up, get some chip going, which is going to be really clutch. They go into the obvious, like, obviously the Tapu Bulu. I could have ran Air Slash for this, but I decided not to this game. I felt like Grass Knot was better for Quagsire because that's such a easy check with Petron here. As they go for a sub, and I'm assuming they're going to be like a sub leech seed set kind of shenanigans, as I'm going to Nasty Pot so that I can start setting up on this. And it could be really good for like Roaring Moon, but they showed up to be Leechy, which kind of sucks. But I'm just gonna Shadow Ball. I want to make sure I broke sub with Shadow Ball was kind of the idea. As High Horsepower, you see, does nothing, just 28%. I believe I recover here. I could have. I want to stay healthy for the Zamazenta C was kind of the idea. But if I went for a Shadow Ball or Malignant Chain there, it would have been really clutch on this Hoopa Unbound. So I'm gonna go to Sylveon here, see what it wants to do here. As they show to be also Choice Band Hoopa Unbound. So this double banded core of Roaring Moon and Hoopa Unbound is really terrifying for my team. So I'm going to Mega Glade. I'm just going to CC. I was thinking about agility, but I just want to CC, just hit this as hard as possible. Or like Earthquaking. But I just want to hit this as hard as possible, get rid of this. So Hoopa Unbound is down. So that's really clutch for me. And Roaring Moon comes out. I'm going to go with the Talonflame because I want to keep Mega Glade around. It was really good for like Poison Jab. And Talonflame is literally just here for the Zamazenta at this point. I guess it helps with like Tapu Bulu a little bit, but it struggles against like Quagsire and G King. So I'm just gonna go off on this, and they go for Outrage, which is tough, but they get the burn. I get the burn, which sucks for them. Now that burn sucks. But because of the fact they went for Outrage, Petron would have actually dealt with this really well still because it's locked in, and I could I would be able to recover, get the Rocky Helmet, and then I would have put it in range of as long as they get a third turn Outrage of Petron. So or making a chain, so you go for Outrage. As you see, it does 24%, which meant it would have done 48% otherwise. They do get fatigued, and I'm just gonna Malignant Chain, kill this thing, so that's gone. But because of the burn, I was able to just Malignant Chain. I didn't have to recover there, which kind of sucks. They go to Quagsire, so I'm expecting like Earth Power Special to deal with this, but they actually show to be Earthquake. Kind of interesting on that part, but I'm gonna go for Ceaseless Edge, expecting the Tapu Bulu to come in. And I miss, which sucks. But then they show counter, which sucks more for them because that would have been a really bad position otherwise. Then, um, to be honest, so I'm just gonna go for a Grass Knot, and I get a crit. Yikes! That didn't kill. I think actually me missing the Ceaseless Edge over the counter matters a lot more because they probably would have gone counter again at that point. But I think that mattered more, and like if the crit didn't happen, it would have been like pretty low anyway for anything else to be able to deal with it. To be honest, it would not be able to get a recover off there. So I think it mattered in terms of that. I guess it would have been nice for sack fodder, but the miss actually matters a lot more, I think, than the Grass Knot crit. They go to Tapu Bulu, so I'm gonna go back into Petron here. I want to save this for the G King, because G King could get a little bit funky otherwise. As they go into Bulu, they get the Leech Seed off. I'm gonna recover here, I think. I recover, yeah. And they go to Zamazenta, which is really interesting, but I don't like the fact that Grassy Terrain plus Leech Seed is up, so I'm gonna pivot into Terapagos. I live any hit anyway, so if they want to go for attacking move, fine. But if they want to set up, I can pivot back into Petra and try to deal with it that way. As I go to Terapagos, and they go for sub, so I'm going to pivot right back out into Petron, because that's my goal here. As I go to Petron, and they show to be Psychic Fangs, which doesn't do much, which actually Heavy Slam does more than Psychic Fang does. But the fact that they're sub means that they probably, they're either Howl, they might be not running Heavy Slam because of the fact they might want to hit, because they're definitely going to be close combat. So it might be Psychic Fangs, so that they can run sub Howl Psychic Fangs close combat, which I originally thought it was going to be Howl Stone Edge, Heavy Slam close combat. But they show Howl here. I'm going to recover it. Oh no, a Nasty Plot here because I eat anything here. I believe do I recover here? I think I recover. I recover. does 41%. Get the Rocky Helmet chip damage, and they're not recovering anymore because of Grassy Terrain and no Leech Seed. Really nice. I'm going to Shadow Ball on this here, and this play here is going to be really clutch here. So at this point, they're at +2. They do a good amount to me, but here's the thing, right? So my idea was I don't die to 1 here, but I died at 2 in a row. So I would need to recover in order to be able to take a 2. But my idea right here is, first off, Tropico still takes a +2 close combat at this point. So my idea was to go for Shadow Ball, because Rocky Helmet into Shadow Ball into Rocky Helmet again will take out the Zamazenta it's done for at this point. And even if I lose the answer to Tapu Bulu here, I still have Tropicos that can hit it really hard. I have Poison Jab on Mega Glade. Worst case scenario. So I'm just going to have to play really well around that G King. Was kind of that thing I need to be very careful about. So yeah, I'm going to Shadow Ball. They show to be sub. They're going to sub again as they probably expect me to recover, which was a good idea. But Psychic Fangs, as you see, I lived that, and Shadow Ball would have kills it here. And yeah, we're in a pretty good position now. So I'm going to actually save the Petron because I'm scared of the Tapu Bulu at this point. So I'm going to go into G King, as I'm just going to Ceaseless Edge here because I want to be able to... I'm a little scared of the Tapu Bulu otherwise, because Mega Glade could still be like, because of like the terrain with G King, it's kind of a little scary for Mega Glade to try to beat them. I'm gonna go with the Terapagos here. I don't think I really need it too much as a high horsepower, and I believe I Calm Mind here. I think I Calm Mind. I Calm Mind here as at this point because otherwise I'm gonna get back to full. Really nice. They go for Leech Seed and they're back up to full, but Terra Starstorm two shots G King with 2 spikes up. So you see the 66% because they're actually Culver, Fizz Step, G King, which is why I didn't bring knockoff on Mega Glade. But Terra Starstorm claims that, and it claims the Tapu Bulu at this point. Now, so we end up winning the Leastless League. I did not expect that to happen. I just wanted to try out some new mons at this point, and I took over the team for Helix because Helix asked me if I wanted to take over the team, and I did. So kind of an interesting way that this finals, this playoffs went. But yeah, we just pulled off another chip, which is really clutch, really nice. Later, about like a week later, I found out there was actually a prize. So I ended up getting a prize as well for it. But yeah, this team was so broken, and I'm so shocked I was able to pull this off through free agencies. Just take up a whole another team. So yeah. But yeah, I want to thank Helix for letting me take over this team. And yeah, we pull out another chip. So some interesting thoughts I had about the team. Petron is so good. Honestly, that Pokemon is so stupid. It's so stupidly good. I would definitely draft that again. Um, yeah, that was like the main one I thought about. Tropicals hits a lot harder than I thought it was going to at the same time, but not at the same time. I don't know. It felt really good. Um, I thought AV G King was going to come for Tropicos, but yeah, yeah, that's the quick season. 4 week, I guess, like 1 week plus 3 weeks of playoffs. So yeah, I just want to get this video out here. So in other words, now I want to thank you all so much for watching. Until next time, Bash out.